Happy Monday. Welcome to Bet On It. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Marco D'Angelo and Joe Raineri. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I had a great weekend. Gambling gods finally shined down on me for my birthday, so thank you for that. I needed it to finish the college football season on a strong note. And also, I'm very appreciative of the strength and the discipline I've learned from hanging out with you guys. I am so glad that I did not bet a couple extra games yesterday. Went 1-0 with the Jags. Marco, I'll kick it to you first. How was your weekend?
Well, Kelly, it was a great weekend. Thanks for asking. We had a nice Saturday. We hit our 5% play for our clients here on the show. We did everything right on the show except one game. Now, I've always referred to Kelly as the daughter I never had. But this past weekend, she changed at all. Not a daughter. She acted like a wife. Because why? I did everything right on the show last week. Everything. Here's W's all the way on last week's show. But I missed one game. One game. That's it. One game. That's all I heard about all weekend long. Text after text after text. Kelly, you were right, okay? You were
Those
right.
might have been the high noons talking, Marco. I celebrated my birthday on Saturday, got up early, started, partaking, watching college football with my dad, some of his buddies at the bar. And then I realized the K-State game wasn't on for like 6 more hours. So you just got to keep it up at that point in time. And you can tell by Twitter that I was not very sober and I was having an absolute utter ball, not only for the pain inflicted on you and Adam Trigger, but every single Texas fan on my timeline that was cheering for the Jayhawks. I enjoyed every second of it.
Okay. No problem, Kelly. I'm glad. And by the way, for our YouTube followers, I do read all of the, comments and everything. And I texted Kelly and I said, apparently people loved the live castration of me on the show last week with you, just. So it was a great weekend. And we followed it up with a nice 6-1 Sunday in the NFL for clients.
Good to hear. I'm glad you had a sweep of the weekend minus going against my K-State Wildcats. Joe's over here with the props. Joe, I know you had a decent weekend. You did lose your best bet with the good old Buccaneers.
Oh, yes. Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady and Father Time. It would happen to be my luck, Ellie, that heading into yesterday, Tom Brady, a ridiculous 213-0 when he gets the ball back with 2 minutes left in a game and he's up by at least a touchdown or more. Make that 213-1 now. So that's great. A near impossibility his entire career. So Father Time has spoken, Tom. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. But other than that, it was fantastic. One side note I want to tell guys to keep in mind about the Cincinnati Bengals here. Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, I was reminded of this during the week. One of, if not the single best second half adjusting defensive coordinators in the game. If you're going to bet against Cincinnati, do it early, because the adjustments that he makes, and we have seen it again, he did it last year and he's doing it again this year, his adjustments in-game in the second half have been absolutely phenomenal. Whatever they were doing well in the first half, he takes it away. Did it again yesterday against Tennessee. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to fade Cincinnati, do it early. Don't do it late. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, Cal, watching Kansas State just absolutely run over Kansas, and listening to, Marco, I played it back a lot, and I'm laughing as I'm doing it. I'm like, this is just, Marco is the guy that takes a bat to like a hornet's nest and goes, I can't believe I got stung. I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. That's who Marco was this week. And how great was it to see Texas Tech upend Oklahoma?
That
Marco.
was amazing as
That
well.
was
That
great.
was a nice little pinnacle for the weekend. Did talk myself out of a couple winners, but I kept off a couple of losers as well. So really not a bad college football season. I think the biggest thing for me was I didn't hit any of those money line parlays that everybody knows me so well for, but it's still to be able to go 8-2 to finish up the college football season, headed into conference championship weekend, bowl season. Hope I can keep that momentum going. We can hit some more outright underdogs. Let's see, Marco, where do I begin? I need your Steelers tonight. Colts minus 2.5 at home over the Steelers. Low total here, 39.5. We've seen this one kind of all over the place for not having any weather. I mean, this one's played in Lucas Oil, so it's low for a reason. I don't know if I have the guts to take the under. If you guys remember from our Thanksgiving show, we said, hey, tease the Pats. I teased them with the Panthers. I teased them with the Titans. And I teased them with the Steelers. And I also then decided to tease the Steelers after the Pats won with the Panthers and the Titans. And now, well, I'm going to go ahead and tease them again this week. And I meant to have my page open up. I apologize for the delay. I did tease them this week up to 8.5. Pretty much everywhere. If you did do that, you can still tease them going forward with the Giants, who are also, Joe, by the way, a great second half team. The Raiders, both of those are in play, as well as the Ravens down to 2.5. So that's where I'm looking for Monday Night Football. Marco, just make it easy on me. Like, can we get like a 17-14 final, or even something uglier? Can we get a recreation of Colts at Broncos? I mean, that's what I need for tonight. Just a nice, easy game. I can go to bed early.
Kelly, this is a textbook Wong teaser, and we're not saying wrong teaser. We're saying Wong teaser because of the line, because of the total, because of what these teams average offensively. And that's where I'm going to look at it. And, yeah, no mystery. I'm going to tell you to tease Pittsburgh tonight to plus 8.5. And who I'm going to tell you to hook them with is the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. There are 8s and 8.5s floating around. I'm going to tell you now to get those immediately because they're not going to be there as the week goes on. Why? Because Vegas is going to end up getting this game to 9 to block the teasers. Nobody's going to want Denver in this game, and you shouldn't against the Ravens. The Ravens have to be in an angry mood after coughing up another victory on Sunday. Lamar Jackson on Twitter not saying politically correct things in post-game comments. Why the NFL does not have guys assigned to just monitor people's accounts that they can't just tweet without thinking first, but they don't, and they get themselves in trouble. So it's going to be an interesting week for Baltimore. But Denver, Kelly, I know that's your team, but there's only one way to describe that team right now, and it's a shit show. And that's
not my team,
Russell
Marco.
Wilson,
I don't
between
claim
defense fed up with the offense, between a head coach that doesn't know if a football is stuffed or inflated. I don't know. It's just a mess in Denver. And they can't score points. They have only gone over 16 points, I think, twice all season.
Yeah, they're the perfect under team.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
not worried about them. Tease Pittsburgh tonight with Baltimore. Now, for the nuts and bolts of this game, why I think you're safe with the Pittsburgh on the teaser is because as bad as the Steelers have played this year, only 3 times have they given up 30 points or more. There's been a common denominator with those 3 games. 2 of the 3 opponents have been what have been the Steelers' Achilles heel, and that is mobile quarterbacks. Buffalo with Josh Allen and Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. Those types of teams give the Steeler defense a lot of problems because if you can extend a play with your feet or just even buying yourself time in the pocket, that's when things break down on that Steeler secondary. So for that, we don't have that problem. You got Matt Ryan back there. And I know Matt Ryan a couple weeks ago against the Raiders ran for 39 yards in the game on one play. They had to give him oxygen for 30 minutes afterwards, but he's not a guy that's going to beat you with his feet. TJ Watt is back. He's only played 3 games for the Steelers. They've won 2 out of 3. In the one game they lost, well, it was last week against Cincinnati, 37-30, who was the third team that did top 30 against the Steelers. That's a division rival. They play twice a year. They know each other's tendencies, and they're able to do it. So I think all of the teasers tonight are safe, but I will give a public service announcement. Kelly, if you have too many teasers with Pittsburgh tonight, you are allowed to take a little bit on Indianapolis on the money line.
Listen,
as
I
a
did
hedge.
that last week. No. I did that last week. I said, okay, fine. I've got Niners and like 3 or 4 teasers. This is a divisional spot, a little higher of a total. Mexico City, all this drama. I said, oh, okay, fine. Cardinals is up to 10. All right, I have a huge middle here. Wrong. Not doing that again. Marco, I'm not taking your middling advice. I am just needing your Steelers to keep it respectable on Monday Night Football. Joe, do you agree?
Funny story, and by the way, hedging's for landscapers, Marco. Okay, funny story. I went to school. Very funny, as we were talking about. I went to school with a kid named Johnny Wong. No relation, but I thought you reminded me of that there, Marco. And all this Wong talk, and I looked up quickly. You've got a Colts team that has won 4 games this year, right? Is that correct? And they've won them by 3, 3, 5, and I think the last one was 7. So anything over 8 in this particular ball game, I think, is spot on. I do think that the Steelers are going to make Matt Ryan beat them. This one's going to be on Matt Ryan to get the job done. And good luck with that. That should be an awful lot of fun watching him try to drop back and pick apart the secondary with Minkah Fitzpatrick back there. And by the way, it's one of the weaker parts of the Steelers this year, that back end, that secondary. But it doesn't take much to get Matt Ryan off his mark here. I don't think he's capable of beating them. I do think this is going to be a rock fight in a lot of aspects. It's going to come down, I think, to... you can see, a lot of the wins here, all of the wins came down to, it looks like, for Indy in the last couple of minutes of the game, who kicked the field goal, who did this, who did that. It's a one-score game for sure, but it's one that I think, Cal, is all Pittsburgh here. I got between Pickett and Pickens and Freiermuth in this spot here, anytime touchdowns. There's a million props you can go with here. I do think Steelers are going to have a ton of success here. I've got them in same situation. When the Jets went to 7.5, I teased them down with the Steelers again yesterday, just to add to the list that we've got going. The only other bet for me to make is the Steelers on the money line, because I think they're winning this thing outright, which is what I will do. I'll sprinkle a little something on the money line here tonight, because the Steelers, yeah, they're going to handle business on the road here tonight and make life absolutely miserable for Matt Ryan. It's been a great story, Jeff Saturday, but the booth is calling, man. It's time for you to go back, and the Steelers are going to send you there tonight.
The booth is calling. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Jeff Saturday the rest of the Colts season. I don't know who else we're going to get right now with Matt Rule going to Nebraska. We'll see how that one plays out for Mr. Raineri. All right, guys. Well, this is it. Monday Night Football. We're going to be back on Wednesday per usual. We're going to be talking all of Week 13 of NFL and maybe a little bit of conference championships. Marco, you're in charge. I'll let you be the one to decide if we're going to do a standalone show, if we're going to incorporate it into the NFL show. But until then, we love you guys. From me, Marco, Joe, our producer, Dan, who has 10-1 Eagles, and our other co-producer, Will, who I think is a Washington football team. That's an interesting dynamic. But until Wednesday, we love you guys. Jump in the comment section. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Make sure you guys subscribe. Wednesday. Until then, let's bet on it.
Whether you are a current WagerTalk TV subscriber, a fan of the extensive amount of free betting information we release, or a client of one of our incredible lineup of handicappers at WagerTalk or Sports Memo, we thank you. Thanksgiving is a holiday loaded with traditions, and we started one of our traditions years ago. Get a 7-day all sports all access from any handicapper for just $69. That's under $10 per day and just $10 more than a 3-day all access. So whether you're traveling, have a house full of relatives, or just sitting back relaxing with an incredible week of sports, you can do so with the convenience of a 7-day pass. There is no coupon needed, and you can choose as many services as you'd like. This Thanksgiving special will be available through Cyber Monday, November 28th, all for just $69. Thank you again for being part of the WagerTalk and Sports Memo family.